Hey everybody, Kingston here for Lightspeed-saber League, the world's fastest light-based fencing. And today I'm trying an experiment and doing a fight commentary along with one of my favorite matches at Lightspeed A New Hope, that being between Alain Bloch and Nick Richardson from Penguin Saber Academy. Alain Bloch, of course, you probably all know, but just to get the introductions out of the way, Alain Bloch is current TSL champion, so it was a real pleasure and honor to have him at our tournament. And of course, Nick Richardson is also known as Emperor Penguin from Palm Desert, and who took first place at Summer/2. And then obviously we were also very pleased to have him throw down for Lightspeed A New Hope. Anyway, so let's get the fight started, and I will try to cover what I see happening in it, and then at the end of the video, I'd like to do a technical commentary. So for those of you who are new to Lightspeed-saber fencing, you can learn some of the finer points of it, so that when you go to your first tournament, you'll be able to avoid some of those pitfalls that you might occur here. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead and get started. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this match technically started a little bit earlier, but the first encounter resulted in nothing actually, so we're starting a little bit early. By the way, these are some of our great sponsors, the Custom Saber Shop, Banal Brand, Riverblades, and Ripley's Believe It or Not. We really appreciate their help. Alright, so these two squaring off very slowly here. Richardson taking a rear guard, and it looks like Bloch trying to look for an opening here, and ooh, wow, nice. Bloch goes in with a pommel cut, and Richardson already set up to deflect this. That's his trademark deflected 3. Throws that blade off really nicely and comes in with a lateral cut. Bloch trying to lean away, just barely, does not escape from it. Alright, so for those of you who have seen Penguin in action, Penguin is an excellent defender. He's probably one of the single best defenders in Lightspeed-saber League right now. So anyone going in after him has to be very, very careful. Defense is his bread and butter. Alright, again, both being very, very careful here. Bloch comes in with a pommel cut. Looks like Richardson pairs that off. Floats over that one. Ooh, nice deflector 4 from Bloch. Excellent defense right there. Notice also that he moved backwards with that. And ooh, I'm not sure something happened there or not. Let's see. Oh, good. That was a nice shield. Looks like no contact here. The refs call no contact. Definitely solid defense from Bloch there. And again, moving backwards, very, very common mistake that people make when they're first coming into the league, especially if they have an old-fashioned weapon background. They will either stand static or they'll move forward with their parry. Definitely not a good idea in Lightspeed-saber League, because the blades are so light and they're so deadly, the slightest touch could kill you. It's much safer, more conservative to move backwards as you defend. So well played by Bloch there. Now let's just see if he can get on the board here. And another great defense from Richardson. Tries to get the riposte. Bloch can't catch him though. Another great deflector. Again, can't catch him. Bloch looks like he's really good at movement here. He definitely knows his range. And another great defense from Richardson. And just can't catch the guy. Richardson could probably stand to do a little bit more dynamic footwork. It could be a result of his saber fencing background, where you're not allowed to run in actually. But he could definitely use more of a running action here. Looks like he's going for some kind of a fake out here. Bloch not taking the bait though. And alright, so that was a very long exchange. Finally something happened, but I think they both decided to commit to it at the very end. That's pretty hard to tell. But it looks like Richardson conceded second contact, and the refs gave him 1 point, so we're at 4-0. I'm just noticing the people watching in the background right now. I imagine it's probably because of who Alan is. I think that's got to suck a little bit, though. I mean, this is not even a major match right now. This is just a pool match. Bloch goes for legs. Richardson slips back. Doesn't catch that. Looks like a shot to the knee there by Bloch. Kind Kind of surprising, especially since Richardson slipped the first one actually. So always be wary for the low hits. They're very, very rewarding when you can see them coming and you can just take a nice clean shot to the head. But yeah, otherwise they're going to get nice clean shots on you too. So always be careful on the legs, especially if you saw in the leg tack already, because at any moment they could throw another one. All right. Oh, okay. Block bolts in. I think Richardson shields the first movement, comes in with a riposte, and then Bloch comes in with the second. So I think that's 1 point for Richardson there. Okay. Good movement from Bloch. Richardson again trying to bait Bloch with something. Bloch doesn't want to take it though. Alright, yeah. Richardson's definitely a defensive player. He really, really wants Bloch to make the initial actions. So going so far as to even leave his hands out there. Another great deflector, and I think he clipped the hilt on that action there. So he deflects the attack. I think he just clips the hilt there. So good on him, finally able to catch Bloch, who's usually running away. But I think Bloch's probably still, he left his hand kind of out there though, so I think he's not quite used to the system here. Always remember in Lightspeed-saber League, everything counts, except the groin, of course. Oh, damn! That was good. Okay, I'll come back to that thought, but that was a really nice movement. Looked like Richardson came in flat across the stomach, and Bloch kind of does a two-handed hook right overhead. That was really nice. Yeah, beautiful action. Really fast too. You could tell how instinctual and reactionary that was just by how fast he did it. I really feel like that's him kind of coming into his own right now. Nice defense from Bloch. And all right, Richardson finally fails a deflector. It was bound to happen eventually. So not a particularly virtuosic attack, but you know, that's the risk you take when you're so dependent on deflectors. If you miss it, you're gonna lose. But great rewards if you're successful with it though. And oh shit! Oh man, nice hit. Richardson does a deep attack. I think comes in on the upper arm or the chest for Bloch there. Might have been a slight fake out. I think I saw him go slightly high, and Bloch went up high for the high shield, and then Richardson snuck in below. So nice move by Richardson. Really well played there. Alright, it is time for the technical review, where we talk about some of the action and what you can learn from it. Our first review will be for the match's first concluding exchange. Bloch initiates with a pommel sweep at Richardson's hands, but he is ready and waiting with his trademark Deflector 3. This is something you want to be careful doing against a strong defender like Richardson. While pommeling does give you a lot of extra reach, it diminishes your leverage considerably, and if you get deflected, it can leave you wide open, which you can clearly see from this nice clean three-pointer. This wasn't a point per se, but a good example of distance management and correct hand positioning. If you're on the defense, the more distance there is between yourself and your opponent, the more time you have to read the attack and respond. In this case, Bloch moves back as Richardson pursues and executes his shield with his hands low to keep him safe. This next one is a good example of mind tricking. Bloch went for the legs exactly twice in this matchup, and both were in the same encounter. Richardson showed that he knows how to slip an attack, so why did he fail on the second attempt? Well, if you'll watch carefully, Bloch actually changes from a low guard to a high guard, lulling Richardson into a false sense of where the action is going to be. When the leg attack comes again, he's completely unprepared. That's smart fencing. And finally, this was my favorite kill of the match, Alain Bloch's tandem hook counter. The flat sweep is a downright frustrating move to deal with if you don't know how. A proper flat sweep is executed at the midsection, right around where most people's hands are at rest. A flat sweep is often too high to shield low and too low to shield high, so it can be awkward to defend it properly. But it has one main weakness, and that is that it's vulnerable to hooks and floating attacks. It's hard to know exactly what was in Alain Bloch's mind during this encounter, but it sure looks to me like textbook hook strategy. Keep your hands in the forward position to bait your opponent into going for them. As they're coming in flat, elevate your hands and counter into the opponent's attack arc, thus scoring a kill at the same time you avoid the hit. That's what we call an invitation, purposely leaving a target vulnerable to bait your opponent into executing a predictable action. Okay, so that's it for this fight review. Let me know what you thought about it. We're going to keep on trying to make them better, and hopefully bring in other commentators as well, so we can get different perspectives. I thought that was a really great match. Kind of not our fastest match, but I thought it was still good regardless. Sometimes it's nice to slow things down a little bit so you can really get a sense for people's style and their strengths. And I would say that both of these fighters showed really good patience, distance management, and really strong defense, actually, all of which are things that we value in Lightspeed Saber League, and I'm so grateful and honored to have them both be part of our league. So anyway, thanks for watching, and we will see you in the next fight video. Hey everyone, Kank Snow here. Just want to thank you for watching our video and to remind you to always do Lightspeed Saber fencing with the proper equipment. Now, I'm not just talking fencing gloves and a mask, I'm also talking the Lightspeed blade. You can get these along with shirts, jackets, and patches at lightspeedsaber.com. There you'll also find our competition rules, techniques, and a fighter map showing affiliated clubs and schools and individuals near you, so you can add yourself to the map and get together with others and form your own training base. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and thanks for your support.